Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
good morning. Today's topic is generator protection. Already we have discussed about the transformer protection based on the differential protection and other schemes. Now we are going to discuss about the generator protection. Here at the end of the topic, we are going to know about the concept of the generator protection, stator winding faults, rotor faults, abnormal running conditions, restricted fault protection, and interturn faults and problems on the percentage differential protection. So coming to the generator protection, compared to other components, generator is a most important and costly equipment in the power system. It is just like a heart of the power system because it is accompanied with both load frequency control as well as voltage control. For the load frequency control, it needs prime mover, turbine, and other frequency control equipment. And for the voltage control, we need excitation system, voltage regulator, etc. Apart from this, we need cooling system for big generators. And that means stator, rotor protection. Apart from that, we have other abnormal conditions also that we have to take care. That's why this protection is very complex and elaborate when compared to other equipment. So it is subjected to more types of troubles than any other equipment. So let us see what are the protection schemes involved in this. So before that, let us what happened. Okay. Am I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here you can see the generator. Can you observe the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The generator is connected to the prime mover and it is connected to the excitation system which is supplied with the DC field source. And the generator is supplying the power to the three-phase electrical output. That means it has stator side and a rotor side and excitation system side. Should think about the protection of the generator. So here you see the generator is connected to a power system through a circuit breaker. So whenever the generator breaker trips suddenly, then what happens? The current in the generator decreases slowly within a time span. Here we can observe in this graph. So this is the total accumulation of the damage over a time. The generator damage due to generator is a total system accumulation of the damage over a time. So coming to this point, the nature of the generation systems, the location where they are connected to the power grid, generation ownership, oversight of the generation facilities have changed dramatically over the last 10 years. That means where the generator is connected, location, and the type of generation, and what are the facilities, these are changed for the last 10 years in the interconnected power system. And coming to the other point, protection equipments need to relate. And what are the protection we are going to provide? They have to relate the value of the equipment protected. That means protection requirements for large units differ from smaller units. That means the protection is need to be provided for very big equipment. They have to take care much because the complexity is more. When there are smaller units, it is different. So furthermore, the location in the power system at which the generator is connected can create site-specific hazards. That means where the generator is connected, whether it is connected near to the load or it is in a remote location, depends upon the generator location also. The hazards will be different as well as the power system to which it is connected. That means where the generator is connected, for which type of power system it is connected. So based on that, the protection of the equipment need to be given much importance. So while selecting the scheme for the generator protection, that means when we are selecting different schemes for stator protection, rotor protection, while selecting the scheme, the protection of the complete unit means generator along with all other accessories, and the stability of the system due to disturbance in the generator should be considered. Stability is a very important concept, because you know what is the stability? Stability means before the fault and after clearing the fault, we should get back the original conditions. That means same operating condition should be reviled. So that's why once after clearing the fault, when the circuit breaker is opened and connected back, the same amount of the power should be transferred to the load. So that stability should be considered in the generator protection. This means disturbances in the generator affect the stability of the system. So to maintain the stability, the generator faults must be cleared as quickly as possible. Next, these are the various protection schemes. Coming to the stator protection, differential protection, protection against stator underturn faults, stator overheating protection, and coming to the rotor protection, field ground, loss of excitation, rotor overheating due to unbalanced three-phase currents. There are many other miscellaneous protection schemes: over voltage, over speed, motoring, vibration, overheating, bearing overheating, auxiliary failure, etc. In our syllabus, we have differential protection, interturn fault protection, stator and rotor overheating protection, and field loss of excitation protection. These we are going to address in this, and the remaining are not there in our syllabus. So this is the table which indicates what are the various types of protection schemes available and what are the ratings of the generators. Below 1 megawatt, there is time overcurrent protection, over speed, over voltage, and backup overcurrent protection. If it is above 1 megawatt, time overcurrent, temperature, negative sequence current, loss of input anti-motoring, and other protections you can see here. Above 10 megawatt, you can see more protection schemes, and above 100 megawatt, almost all protection schemes are there. So here you can see for only hydro generators, we know hydro generators means salient pole, rotors, and thermal generators means high-speed generators, high-speed turbines are there. For hydro generators, over speed and over voltage protections will be provided. Coming to the first concept, that is stator faults. Stator winding faults involve armature winding faults and must be cleared quickly by complete shutdown of the generator. That means if there are faults in the windings, complete shutdown must be there. Only opening the circuit does not help, since EMF is induced in the generator winding itself. That means only winding, if it is disconnected from the supply, it is not enough, because when the excitation is there, then the EMF will be generated. That means the field circuit also must be disconnected. So stator faults categorized into phase to earth, LG faults, phase to phase, LL faults, and interturn faults. Interturn faults means turn to turn faults. These faults majorly how to address. And here you can see the three-phase stator winding with variable resistor across this. Let us see one by one. So coming to the first point, phase to earth faults. So here you can see a differential protection scheme with the generator winding here, and this neutral is connected to earth. That means here, where we are discussing about the phase to earth faults, they are LG faults. So this neutral to ground connection is very important, and that means it plays very important role. It may be a resistance, it may be an impedance, it may be a solid grounding system. So depends upon the neutral to ground connection, the fault level will be different. So here you can see a differential protection schemes with the CTs on both sides, and here you can see the relay coils is a balancing resistance, you know, for CT mismatch errors and other CT ratio errors, and to connect For those things, we need percentage differential protection. But to connect these relays exactly at the midpoint of this pilot wires, we need balance resistance. Balancing resistance must be there. Is the main circuit breaker to disconnect the generator. Now let us see. These faults normally occur in the armature slots. The damage at the point of the fault is directly related to selected neutral earthing resistor, and it depends upon the resistance value, the fault current will be there. That means why you are connecting the resistance normally? To limit the fault current, because fault current flows from ground to neutral whenever there is an LG fault. With fault current less than 20 amperes, negligible burning of the iron core result. If the machine is stripped after some seconds, the repair work then amounts to changing the damaged coil without restraining the laminations. Circulating current bias differential protection provides earth fault protection, because that is merge price protection, we know already. However, the sensitivity of such protection for earth faults depends upon the resistance. As I said, how much value of the resistance you are connecting here depends upon the resistance value, the sensitivity, that means to which the current, for which current the relay is supposed to respond. That is that plays a major role, and the position of the earth fault in the winding, and where the earth fault occurs, either near to the neutral or away from the neutral point, midpoint of the winding, or very far from the neutral point. The position where the LG fault occurs, this plays a major role in deciding the fault current as well as relay operation. When there is a difference in currents of the two CTs, the relay is operated. We'll discuss about this in the restricted earth fault protection very clearly. Now, let us discuss about the phase-to-phase faults. Here you can observe a circuit with a circuit breaker here and 3 windings. These are lower CTs, these are upper CTs, we can say. So it is a percentage differential protection for external fault condition. That means if the fault occurs outside the winding, that means not in the winding, outside the winding, if the fault occurs, it is external fault. For that condition, the relay should not operate. Here you can see the biased coil. You already discussed about the percentage differential protection. It is a biased coil. It is an operating coil here. Operating coil connected at the midpoint of the biased coil, where N by 2, N by 2 turns will be there. I1 plus I2 by 2 is the current flowing in this coil. I1 minus I2 is the current flowing in this coil. If the I1 minus I2 is greater than I1 plus I2 by 2, the relay will operate. So here let us see, in this condition, when the fault occurs externally, what happens? The current entering in the winding, the current entering in the winding, the same current will leave the circuit breaker like this. That means the same current will leave the CT and goes to the fault. Then what happens? Here you can see the CT directions. The leaving current position, it is plus plus. That means the current leaves the CT. It is indicated by plus here. Here also the current is leaving the CT. Here it is marked as plus, and then it is going to the fault. That means this is the direction of the, that means it is the polarity of the CTs for this particular fault condition. Then in this condition, let us see, a fault occurred in this phase. Then what happens? The current entering is equal to current leaving. Therefore, IA is the current entering, and this current is going in this direction. And let us say this is the same IA is going in this direction. So if you see this relay operating coil, the IA enters in this direction, the IA goes in this direction. That means the upper CT current is this IA and lower CT current is this IA dash. So IA minus IA dash is 0. That means these two currents are same. Therefore, relay will not operate. So this polarity is very important when you are discussing about the external fault condition. Understand?
Yes,
Got it?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this does not respond to external faults and overloads, because overload is not a fault, but it creates, that means it leads to temperature rise. So let us see what are the points we have discussed. It is used for phase-to-phase faults and phase-to-ground faults. That means winding faults, percentage differential protection. But phase-to-ground faults, it protects only 80 to 85% of the winding, not 100% winding. This is very important point. This we are going to address in the restricted earth fault protection. For external fault, current sent by upper CT is cancelled by lower CT. Therefore, the current is zero. Relay will not operate. So, in this circuit, the polarity of the secondary voltage of CTs at a particular moment for the external faults are shown. You see, this is for external fault. Let us see for internal fault. Next circuit. You see, this is for the internal fault. Now, where the fault occurred? In the winding. Okay, the fault occurred here in the winding. This is internal fault. Then what happened? You see, all the lower CTs polarities are same. Where if you see the upper CTs, because the fault occurred in this winding, what happened? The current in this phase is going to the fault because it is finding the lowest resistance path. That means the current won't go to the load side. That means electrical load side. That current will go in this direction to the fault side. That means if you see the lower CT, it is as previous. That means the current is going in this direction. If you see this particular CT, the polarity is changed. If you observe, these polarities are as the same. Here, plus minus becomes minus plus because the current leaves from the plus point. So therefore, the current is reversed. Therefore, almost all the current is going to the fault. So now we can observe how the relay is operating. Now, what is the current flowing in the CT? That means operating coil here. So the same current, this current is flowing in this direction, which is IA dash. Where if you see this current, this is reversed. This CT current is reversed. This is flowing in this direction. That means both IA and IA dash, they are flowing in the same direction in the operating coil. Therefore, IA plus IA dash, which is more than the I1 plus I2 by 2, therefore relay will operate. So the only difference you can find is where the fault occurs, in that the CT polarity is changed and the current flowing in the operating coil is not same. That means they are not in the opposite direction. They are in the same direction. Therefore, relay will operate. So for internal fault, the polarity of secondary voltage of upper CT is reversed. Therefore, operating current equal to upper CT current plus lower CT current. Therefore, it operates the circuit breaker. That means the entire generator will be disconnected. 100% for phase-to-phase faults. That means this protection is used for 100% protection for phase-to-phase faults. But for phase-to-ground, it is only 80 to 85%, not 100%. Because it is influenced by the amount of the resistance or the method of neutral grounding that we'll discuss in the restricted fault protection, as I said. When the neutral is grounded through impedance, differential protection is supplemented by sensitive earth fault relays to get 100% protection for line to ground faults. So here we can see what is the problem in this differential protection is current through operating coil will not be zero. And even though there is a normal condition or external fault condition, the current won't be exactly zero due to difference in magnitude of currents in CTs. As we discussed in the transformer protection, there is CT mismatch, CT ratio errors. Because of that, this current, for even though there is an external fault, this current won't be zero. That means there will be some amount of current flowing in this, further the relay may operate. So what is the solution for that? The bias coils are to be provided, and the bias coils to provide stability for on external faults. That means for external faults, not to operate the relay, these bias coils will definitely help. That means this I1 plus I2 by 2 will be definitely more than whatever the small amount of the current flowing in this operating coil, and they will restrict the relay to operate. So relay set to operate at certain percentage of the external current, but not at definite. Already we said what is the percentage of percentage for differential protection. So I1 minus I2 by I1 plus I2 by 2 into 100. So why bias stator faults? When there are stator faults, tripping of circuit breaker is to isolate the faulty generator is not sufficient. Why? Because although that means even if you disconnect the generator field circuit is already with excitation. If you don't disconnect the excitation, then what happens? It will produce the EMF. For that case, what you have to do? We have to trip the main circuit breaker, which trips the field circuit breaker also, which shut down the prime mover and turns on CO2, operates an alarm. From the alarm indication, we'll come to know about the status. So what I have discussed here is for the requirement of the biasing, suitable reset coil turns by operating coil turns is provided. High speed percentage differential relays, there is a variable ratio and they are preferred. Setting of the bias coils 5 to 50%. Setting of the operating coils 10 to 100% of the full load current. As I said in the previous slide, stator faults, CB just tripping the main circuit breaker is not enough to prevent the further damage. That means as the generator continues to supply the power to the fault until its field excitation is suppressed. And if you don't disconnect the field circuit, it will continue to supply the fault. That's why I have to disconnect the field supply also. For that case, what you have to do? We have to trip. That means field circuit breaker also must be operated when the main circuit breaker operates. For that case, auxiliary relay will be used, which shut down the prime mover and turns on CO2, operates alarm. From that, we'll come to know the condition. So here, this is another percentage differential protection when there are only 4 leads. That means here 3 leads in this position. Here there is 1 position. That means when neutral connection is made within the generator. That means when the neutral point is made within the generator, the neutral terminal is brought out. And in such condition, we cannot have access to have 3 CTs on the upper side and 3 CTs on the lower side. The access is only, there is a possibility of connecting only 1 CT here. In such condition, we can connect the percentage differential protection with the 3 CTs to restraining coils like this and 1 CT to this operating coil. Therefore, this type of protection scheme is used for ground faults, not for line-to-line faults. These is also called as restricted earth fault protection. Now we have seen the percentage differential protection for stator winding faults for 3 types. One is external faults, another one is internal fault, third one is only for restricted earth fault protection. So, as a brief information, stator winding faults are most dangerous and are likely to cause considerable damage to expensive machinery. So automatic protection is necessary to clear such faults in the shortest possible time, because time is very important. Because as I said, the relay has to respond within 1 to 2 cycles and breaker has to operate within 4 cycles. Within the time, if the fault is not cleared, then what happens? Definitely the damage will be more. That's why time factor is very important. Hence, the relay is connected it's into 1 CT. This is called merge price protection. When there is a difference in currents between the 2 CTs, the relay operates. This is a brief conclusion about the differential protection. The effects of the earth in the stator and earthing, how the earthing is done from neutral to ground. According to core, which welds the lamination together, causing eddy current hotspots on the subsequent use. Repairs to this condition involve expenditure of considerable money and time, severe heating in the conductors damaging them, and insulation with possible breaks. Because of these many adverse effects, the face-to-face faults must be cleared quickly. Coming to the very important point, what we are discussing from the previous slides, that is restricted earth fault protection. As I said, this percentage differential protection does not provide 100% protection for 100% protection for line to ground faults. Here you see, when a fault occurred in one of the lines here, if the fault occurs here, how the fault current flows here, the current flows to the ground, and from these also same ground, it goes to this resistance, that means a resistance connected from neutral to ground, and it goes in this direction. That means this is the circuit, that means this is the path in which the fault current flows. Why this resistance generally connected? To limit the fault current. So here, when the fault occurred very near to the neutral point, because it is a neutral point, very near to the neutral point, this voltage VAF, that means when the fault occurred here, this VAF is very small to drive the fault current. Already a resistance is connected here, limit the fault current. Again, if the fault occurred very near to the neutral, what happens? This VAF is less, this fault current is very less for the relay to respond. That means when the fault occurred in this region, that means around 15 to 20% of the total winding, the relay will not operate. That means fault is there, but relay will not operate. Therefore, there is no protection when the fault occurs in this region. When the fault occurred beyond this point, that means remaining 80 to 85% of the winding, sufficient fault current will be there for the relay to respond. Therefore, relay will operate. Understand this point?
Yes,
for this case, when that means this is majorly due to this neutral to ground connection. That means whatever you are connecting. If it is a solid grounding system, no problem, 100% can get. When a resistance or something is connected here, definitely it is a problem with 100% protection of the winding. When the neutral is grounded, it is possible to protect complete alternator and transformer winding against phase to ground fault. While the resistance earthing, it is not possible to protect the complete winding. So 40 minutes time is over, I think. Now I'll stop this meeting at this point and we'll continue with restricted earth fault protection. Okay.